and welcome back to the Maybe It's You podcast. We are slaying away, not missing a week, staying on the grind. What about you? You getting after your goals? Huh? Are you lining some shit up? You making a game plan? You getting after it? In the midst of chaos, in the midst of turmoil, the midst of whatever you're dealing with, are you still plugging away? Well, we are. What about you? How's life going, Zako?
Somewhat. We're somewhat dealing with it. Man, life's good this way, dude. Let me tell you something, man. Preparing to move, and I know you're dealing with this too, because you're about to make the move to, not to put your business out there, but you're about to make the move to Texas. We got 2 Texas-bound individuals.
Yes.
Here in your presence, everybody. We're looking to avoid state taxes.
Yes, once again.
And I'm also sick of gender-neutral bathrooms. I'll be honest. I'm sick of it. Because I poop in public, and there's nothing worse than being in a bathroom doing the Lord's work and a nice pair of red heels walks in.
A nice Olivia. There's never been an ugly Olivia. A nice Olivia walks in.
Walks right in.
You all done? And then you know it's a wrap, man.
It's old. You ever try to buy a drink for a girl at the bar and she denies it because she recognizes your shoes?
She heard some sounds that
I saw what the Air Forces were doing upstairs in that gender neutral bathroom. No, so I'm heading to Austin. I know you're headed to Dallas, man. Dude, it is such a pain in the ass. And I know like they're getting better. Like they've got like the apartments.com and the realtor.com where you can do your own research. But dude, unless you work with like a realtor, you're seeing like 15 to 20% of the options. It's such a pain in the ass. There should just be one global database where I can get into, tell you what I want, a yard, right? Vaulted ceilings or something, and everything pops up. Dude, it is so, and here's what they do. Like each complex, they start working with like realtor companies, and then those realtor companies will tell them not to like promote their own stuff so that the realtor companies can promote them so they can it's all just like who can dip their stupid little dirty crusty hands into the money bag. And it makes it so impossible. I mean, like I've literally all day I spend 6 hours a day searching for places, dude. And it's just a pain in the ass.
So does your employer know this?
I got multiple tabs, brother. I got multiple tabs. Multitasking at its finest.
Yeah, no, it is it's troubling. And I've done it single multiple times, and I've done it, this will be the second time I've done it with family, with people, with dependents, and it's a new level of chaos. And so this podcast, it should be insight for younger individuals to see how people who are, seasoned in creativeness, seasoned in business, look at the world and navigate the world. And so the one thing I can say is that as a young male, the best thing you can do is leave where you grow up and go to a new location and be alone. But it is hell to pull yourself out of that situation and go into the wilderness, go into the unfamiliar and exist there. But it is worth it.
Yeah, man, go do some side quests. It's like, I think about life like a video game, man. Look at the map. Look at the map. Look at where you've been on that map. If 99% of your map is still gray and you haven't been to any of these places yet, ungray it, man. Go explore. Go meet some new friends. Get out of your little comfort zone. I'm telling you right now, comfort might seem fun, but dude, comfort, when you start exceeding or excelling in uncomfortable situations, putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, uprooting, moving to the unknown with an aspiration or a goal in your mind, dude, and you achieve it,
it changes you.
There's a different level of confidence that you gain by getting out into the world, leaving that little nest, leaving your comfort zone and going chasing it. And so what you fail. You're supposed to fail in life. Life is supposed to be just a collection of failed attempts at doing what you want to do, and then accruing the knowledge that comes with it until you finally figure out that one thing, man. You got to get out and go explore. Look, Snoop Dogg's doing it. The dude's always on a
Yeah,
side quest.
yes, and also it's like doing the things that you're afraid of. Like, think about the person. Think about your first time doing an open mic, and think about the level of development that came with where you from that point to where you are now.
I mean, that used to be the most daunting thing I could think about doing, is walking into a room of unknown comedians and telling, here's my, do you like this joke that I wrote? It was daunting. And then you just do it over and over and over and over so many times, and you eat shit and it sucks. And then once in a while it's good. And then who cares if it sucks or if it's good anymore, because then it just becomes this thing that you do.
Yes. And if you can get comfortable just in the most brutal circumstances, what can't you do? What can't you do? And so I equate like uprooting and moving to a different location as the same thing. It's like, oh man, this is going to suck. It's 1,000 moving pieces, but I know once I get done with this, it's like another notch, another experience that's just like, dude, what can't the fuck I do? And like that's what you need. And most people avoid those circumstances. Most people will avoid those situations. But it is on my phone. It says there's like a quote, and it says like the place that you least want to go is the place where you should go. And it's just like
I love reading up on stuff like that, because I'm always going to the places where I don't want to go. I'm always ending up in, how the hell did I get here?
Sometimes I go to the place I think I should have went, and I find out that was a huge mistake.
Is this jail? Damn
it. Yeah. Hold up. What you got?
Is this my ex-girlfriend's house again? Again.
Yeah, man. But that's life, man. But that's the important going through the fire.
What stories do you have? I think about that too, man. Like, sit down and think to yourself, like, if you get in a conversation, people start telling stories and you don't have nothing to add, you got no stories, no life experience, dude, it's time. And here's the crazy thing. A lot of people, that they use age to like define, their limitations. And that's such a silly thing. I'm 37, man. I started comedy at 30 years old. At 30 years old, I changed my entire life around, and I feel like I'm doing it again, and I have no regrets, just in a crazy amount of enthusiasm. And it comes from my confidence in myself to be able to move somewhere and succeed, because I've done it. Right? Like moving to Chicago from Cleveland when I had just started comedy, I had no jokes in my library. I mean, coming to Chicago just green, right?
Yeah.
Was the scariest thing ever. I'm going into a comedy mecca. Everybody here's a beast. I have nothing but hopes and dreams, a couple dollars in my pocket. That was terrifying, dude. And if I can do that, you can do anything. And here's the thing, like most people, when you meet them in terms of like being in a new community, if you're a good person, most people will root for you.
Yeah.
To succeed. If you're a good person, and if you know you can be a good person, go somewhere, man. It will surprise you how welcoming other people are, especially when they share those same goals as you, or they have a similar life experience, whether they maybe had to uproot and do something. And especially if you're chasing a goal, you're moving somewhere to chase something, whether it's a new job, new opportunity, or a career path that you think that city is going to help you thrive in. There's going to be other people there. You're not alone. You got to go. You got to meet people, build community, and experience life, man.
Yeah. And I think people overestimate what they're going to face in the journey. And I think they overestimate how many people are actually that they're competing with that are actually proficient, hardworking, and can just do the bare minimum. And that means like complete a task on time with little or minimum directions. And that like you are like, oh, there's so many. This is oversaturated market, and everyone's doing it. It's like, yeah, but how many people are doing it good?
Yeah.
And like that will change your perspective. And it's usually like the 80-20 rules. It's like I'm not like if it's a saturated market, like I'm not competing with 100% of the market. I'm competing with the 20% that actually doing it well and are proficient in this area. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, like that cuts it significantly. And it's
Yeah.
like, then I just have to, whatever my talents are, whatever I have that they don't have, I will
Yep.
use that as my leverage in order to outcompete them. And
Yeah.
then I'll work just as hard, you know?
Yep.
And that's what it comes down to. But yeah.
Another big thing is I think people are afraid of like what others are thinking or what
Oh
others'
man.
opinions of their move and their decisions are. But the realization, like the reality is, and this is like the key to life. And I think when you can figure this out, and it's always gonna be a work in progress, but when you can figure this next thing out, this is the key, I think, to a fulfilling life and being able to, while unafraid, chase after your dreams and goals. Nobody is thinking about you.
Nobody. No one.
Nobody. That thing you want to post, that picture you want to post, the video, the new content, the move, the career change. No one is thinking about that as much as you think they are thinking about that because they're so engrossed in their own shit
Yes.
that they got to deal with themselves. But you are the star of your movie. So, of course, everything that you do is highlighted in your life, but no one else. And then they're going to focus back on whatever they're dealing with, their bills, their wives, their relationships, their lives. Like they don't care, man. You have to go do what you want to do.
And the people that will care and have an opinion are always the losers. Always don't. Always
Yeah.
their lives is a wreck, so they want to have something to like make themselves feel better. It's like, and those are the worst type of people. So like, that shouldn't be an impact on your decision making.
And stop telling people what your plan. Stop telling people what you're doing. Don't leave the opportunity there for negative interactions, for someone to shit on your dreams, for someone to put negative uh, energy into the idea or the plan that you have, because that's all it's going to be. No, it is going to be rare that you share an opinion or a thought or a goal that you have and someone goes, hey, real quick, let's have a meeting and sit down and let me help you with that. No, it's going to be just their fear placed upon you and why they believe that you couldn't or shouldn't or probably won't do it. It's their fears. Don't even allow it to happen. Just do it.
And that comes in all different forms. That's your parents, that's your best friends, that's your girlfriends, that's everyone. They they are not telling you an honest portrayal of what you're executing. They
Yeah.
are, it's filtered in with their fears and their insecurity. I read a quote one time that it said most people don't believe in themselves. So how can you expect them to believe in you? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, that
Bars.
that is, it changed my perspective of being a human being. It's
Yeah.
like that is so true. And that is, I I would say overwhelming amount of the population of human beings do not believe in themselves.
Yeah.
So to like have to tell them to a wild like goal that I have and expect them to believe in me, it almost
Yeah.
0% chance. And they're gonna analyze it and give me feedback based on their insecurities, based on whatever bullshit that they're dealing with in their head. And it's like I don't need it. I don't tell most people like what I'm gonna do because I
Yeah.
don't need their negativity, their
Just about to
insecurities
do
to
it.
paint over what I'm gonna do. I'm like, dude, like
But just do it.
I'm about to just do it because I'm smart. I'm smart. Most people. Okay, take it like this. Okay, yourself. Let's just like break you down. Okay, you're 6'5", white guy, professional, like driving comedy in your area and like can sell out shows. The percentage of people that can the percentage of human being you are is probably under worldwide. We're talking about 1%.
Yeah.
In the United States, lower that. Who can give you solid
Who can I go to?
advice? Not many
Yeah.
people.
Who can I go?
Not many people.
It just come. You just gotta believe that thing in your head. You gotta put a plan in motion, and you got to just do it.
Which is the scary part. Is because like there is no, especially like yourself, because you're taking the road untaken. You're out in the wilderness and you're mapping a plan that there is no roadmap, and the roadmaps that are there are like, you know, the Chappelles, the Kevin Harts, and those guys. But like they're not gonna, they're already there. They don't, unless you like luck up and have a conversation, and it's going to be a short conversation. They can't give you
Right.
a roadmap.
Right.
And there's no one else to talk to.
Those people that I've talked to that have already secured those dreams that I have, those aspirations that I have, they usually have the same piece of advice. And that advice is you have to just do it until you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's it. You have to have this. 50 Cent has a, and I know we're going to talk about him next because he had that insane weekend over in Shreveport.
Yeah.
But he has this saying, and I don't know exactly what the quote is, but essentially the quote is you have to have this insane level of delusion within yourself that the success is coming, and almost that the success is already there. Yeah. You have to carry yourself and live the life of the thing you want to be until you believe it. And once you believe it, no one's going to believe it until you are that thing, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're doing shows and you're a comedian. When you first start telling people you're a comedian, it's the same thing like actor. Oh, you're an actor. What have you been in? Yada, yada. But when you're doing it, all of a sudden you're not. And it is the same thing for everything. You didn't just one day be an account executive. You didn't just one day be a veterinarian. You did it. You studied it. And then you started making money from it. And next thing you know, you're a fucking veterinarian. You're cutting up, you're castrating dogs and stuff, protecting the population. And you're that thing. It was the same thing. I was afraid initially to tell people I'm a comedian. I'm not selling out shows. I'm not doing big rooms. And I was like, no, I'm a comedian. I'm doing this every day of my life. This is what a comedian is. This is what a comedian does. I am a comedian. And then next thing you know, everyone is just gets in line. Yeah, Zako the comedian. You're like, holy shit! You can just do this thing. You can just be anything you want to be. It's such a cliche, but it is so true. You can literally just be anything you want to be.
Yeah, and that is like life is just like the decision you make.
You might not be good at it.
Yeah, but you can be. Everything's either it's a money thing or it's a time thing. Yeah, and with like a skill, it's just time thing. Like maybe you suck at the beginning, but like, how long do you need to do this before you don't suck?
Yeah.
And how long are you willing to sacrifice before you are able to, like, maybe you'll never be, you know, Chappelle, probably. You'll never be Chris Rock.
Right.
Bigger and blacker. Those are peak that you're hitting peak. You are redlining at that point. You're hitting like but maybe you can grasp that for a second.
Yeah.
And like maybe it's 15 minutes of an hour set. You can grasp a little bit of that, and that's all. So like if you could nail that, and my theory is that you only need like a short amount of time to be a GOAT.
Yeah.
Like look at Conor McGregor. Like Conor McGregor's run was like he put in a lot of back work, and then he went on a tear. But that tear probably only lasted about 3 years, and then but he has made his money and his legacy is solidified.
And then look at what else he's doing. He's got the whiskey business. He's got other ventures. He's buying up companies. Like one thing leads to the next thing. Like if you really want to do this, you can expand that in everything. We talked about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg isn't even really a gangster rapper anymore. That's not how you would describe him. Back when I was growing up, that's how you would describe Snoop. He's a gangster rapper from Cali. Yeah. He's integrated. He's banger. He's in there. Now he's a businessman. 50 Cent. Yeah. 50 Cent. He had a short. Honestly, my favorite hip hop album of all time, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yes.
50 had one of the shortest runs for an elite hip hop artist in history, and he just went on tour and is still selling out. But not only that, now he's got the stuff going on in Shreveport with G Unit. movie studios.
Yeah.
He's writing books. He's making movies. He's acting in movies. He's just expanding. He's just taking lessons from the one thing he learned, which was probably drug dealing, turn that into hip hop, turn that into the movie industry, TV shows, got his own studio. You just keep going. You just keep going. And these are all the things that he wanted to do. Now, you can't look at 50 and be like, hey, well, you'll never be a Jay-Z when it comes to like album sales or like for like in terms of longevity in hip hop. Like, so what? You can also say Jay-Z will never be 50 Cent when it comes to expanding his repertoire of skill set. Now, Jay-Z's obviously in like clothing and stuff like that, so is 50 Cent. Now, G-Unit is probably not as successful in the clothing realm that, you know, Jay-Z was in, but I would say Jay-Z's not as successful in the movie and television industry as 50 Cent is. So it's like comparison is the one way to ensure that you will not succeed at the thing you want to do.
Yeah. You have to kind of like cut those attachments to like what you think is your route to success and how it looks like, and you capitalize on the opportunity that comes. And like, I couldn't say it better. Like, 50 had one great album.
Yeah.
He had a long run that built up to those albums on the mixtape.
Yeah.
But like one great album. And in the second album, okay. The rest of it, the album's okay. But like, because how much he impacted the culture during that period that led up to that first album, solidified he can do whatever he wants. He built himself in like the minds of people as like a real person, authentic, and that led into where he could capitalize in different industries. And it was like, okay, he's still relevant.
Yep.
And then he's just like, all right, well, like, I'm not gonna do music if I'm gonna put it out and the reaction's not the same.
I want to make. He wants to make money. That was 50's motive always. He never really hid from that. His motive was to make money. It wasn't to be the greatest hip hop artist of all time. So he didn't need to compare himself to those, you know, those greats, the Jay-Z's of the world, the Nas of the world. He didn't have to. Yeah, he had a plan. It was solidified. I'm sure if young 50 who just dropped Get Rich or Die Trying told Eminem, hey, one day I'm gonna have my own TV movie studio, Eminem would have been like, hey, maybe you just write better like rap albums. And that would have like diminished this whole movement.
And then, okay, let's like transition that to a different art form. Rogan was like, I wasn't looking out for Rogan as a stand-up comedian, but I got so intrigued and so attached to his podcast and his thought process that made me be like, oh my goodness, like I'm going to like, I like this guy's opinion. I like how his mind works. Whatever he does, I'm on board for it. Like, and that's comedy. It made his comedy like so much more impactful. And it made his like friends so more like Joey Diaz. I would like never even heard like thought to look for before. And now I'm just like, yo, if Joey Diaz is on something, like I need to know what's going on in this guy's mind, how he is viewing the world. Because even if I don't agree, it's gonna be entertaining and shit.
Oh yeah.
And then like the Theo Vaughns, the Bert Kreischers, all these guys are just like, they're you know, branches off of the Rogan tree, but like incredibly talented, but they also, based on the fact that Rogan podcast got successful.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, holy shit, like that it's like meeting your audience, your tribe, where they want to hear you, and then like you can convert them to anything.
Oh yeah.
That they can just like meet you in the section that like, hey, like I get this person on this medium, then I'll get them on the other medium. And it's like, okay, I got it. And that's the same thing 50 Cent did. It's like, you got me on music, but like, look what I do with film, television. It's like, that
and
is
think
what
of
it's
like all
about.
the confidence you make from album sales that lead into the next thing. Like all that just doesn't come at once. You got to like succeed in something. You got to fail in something. I mean, think how many failures 50 Cent had. I just read his book, Get Rich or Die Trying. I think that's the name of the book. I think that's the name of the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, his autobiography, great book. I mean, but he goes into detail about all the L's he took before he figured out what the W's were. And that's just life. Everyone, you take one
Yeah.
loss and you get deterred, man. That's just. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. You gotta keep going. Don't be afraid of those fails. Take those fails. At least you're doing something.
Yeah.
Think how many people are just not doing. I got no time for people that are just not doing. You ever just meet someone who's just not doing nothing? You doing nothing?
Dude, I can't stand those people. And those are the main people that will have some criticism towards what you are going out to do. It's like to have a vision and to be like talk yourself out of that vision and then criticize other people.
Yeah.
Those are the worst people in the world.
Yeah.
If you ask
Awful.
me.
Energy
It's like,
sucks.
yes. Like you don't have an opinion. Oh, do you see Joe Budden? Joe Budden like going in on what's the girl's name? Krista Please podcast,
No, what happened?
Young Miami, and was just like she criticized Joe Budden. She laughed at Joe Budden because LL Cool J delivered his gold plaque for Pump It Up.
Pump
and
it
like,
up.
Joe was like, yeah, Joe was like, hey, like LL Cool J presents me a plaque, like whatever. I don't care if I'm not like super proud of this
Yeah,
or
pretty
this
cool.
and that, like the accolade that like it's cool. It's
Yeah.
LL. And then like she laughed at it, and he's like, look, like you can't laugh at what this, like other people can laugh at this, and those are the people that's gone platinum that had like historical careers, but you
Yeah.
don't have a career. You are mediocre. You don't put in the effort. You haven't been to the trenches. You can't laugh at this. And it's like, this is monumental to me, not based on the song, but based on the fact that my idol dropped this off. Like, so you shut your mouth, and I am going to like enjoy this moment. And I'm like, that's
absolutely.
what it is. Like, don't criticize the people that have been in the trenches and they put their neck on the line and has impacted the culture.
And
like,
I firmly believe when it comes to like negativity and stuff like that, dude, if you wouldn't go to that person for advice, then you do not need to take that person's criticism. Because if I would never have even asked you for your opinion on this certain situation, why would I take that unsolicited negativity and store it away in my brain anywhere? I wouldn't have asked you for it.
Yeah.
So I don't give a damn about it.
Yeah, it's just a waste. It's a waste of energy exchange.
Yeah, it's wasteful.
Like, why am I exchanging this?
Why are you talking to me?
This impacts me. There's no positive impact on what I'm going to do or what my plans are. This is a waste of both our time. Which is like, you can reach that point. I think once you can reach that point, that is the first step to like reaching the realm of your potential to, whether it's creatively or it's just, it's just like, I'm not worried about this. This is like, it's such a, and I don't think many people get to that point that it's like, I can't listen to this noise because it doesn't impact me. It's only besides negatively. And like, my vision is so solid that
see it through and fail on your own. Fail on your own. You know what I mean? Don't let no one else's opinion get in there and determine what you're about to do or what you're not about to do. Go out there, fail on your own until you win on your own, and then let people will understand the message once it's there.
And to bring this all in the circle, the best way to do that sometimes is to just leave your hometown. Go out in the wilderness. Go, if you live in Detroit, go to Columbus, Ohio. Reinvent yourself. It's very
difficult not even
to
that
reinvent
far.
yourself with like, it's not. That's a car. That's a 1 tank of gas.
You'll have some left over for when you get there. You can go to the grocery store.
Yeah, and reinvent yourself. Tell yourself who you are and reinvent yourself. Which is like the biggest. People don't realize they can reinvent yourself. You can reinvent yourself. You can be like, hey, I'm no longer that person. I'm no longer the fat guy. I'm no longer the guy that like you can talk shit to, or I'm the joke of the crew. Like, I'm no longer that person. And sometimes you need to remove yourself from that situation where people identify you as that. But like, once you do, you can be like, hey, I'm the guy that works out. I'm the guy that gets up. I'm the guy that like goes out and get it. I'm
Yep.
that guy for now on. You're gonna stumble, but like as long as you committed to that vision of yourself,
people
you're
will
that
treat
guy.
you the way you treat you. And if you decide who you
Yeah.
are and you live honestly in that belief, people will have to follow suit. And if not, you go find new people.
Hey, you think 50, I bet you 50 Cent read some like motivation. I bet you 50 Cent like read some like Tony Robbins books.
Oh yeah.
He won't say it because that's too gangster. He's too gangster. But I can tell based on like how his mindset is. He definitely listens to some Jim Rome, some Tony Robbins. Like he was like he got his mindset from that. You didn't just learn that from the street. You didn't learn that from Queens.
Oh yeah.
He definitely dive deep into that.
Oh yeah. Well, he writes his favorite author. He writes a lot with Robert Greene. You know about Robert Greene?
Yeah. I've
The
read
most banned author in prisons all over the country because he writes about basically manipulation and how like forms of government. I mean, it can be construed to teach people the art of manipulation and how to get your way, but the theory in which he writes the book is to prepare yourself in hopes of preventing yourself from being manipulated and from being controlled. I love his books. They're great. I mean, there's a reason why you ban books in prison if you don't want people having free thought. And Robert Greene is very much a proponent of free thought. And 50 Cent co-wrote a couple books with him. But he's one of my favorite authors as well. If you've never heard of Robert Greene, check him out. Greene. He's a great author.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of 50, what's he doing down in Shreveport, man?
Well, he's doing great things. He's taking a community that has not seen a lot of light, has not seen a lot of attention or investments from outside money, and he is totally changing that community. I just read today that he is the second most. He owns the second most real estate in Shreveport of
That's
any
crazy.
person. Yeah, so he did a LeBron James. Like when LeBron James came back to Cleveland, I heard he bought up a lot of property before he made the announcement that he was coming back. 50 Cent did the exact same thing. He bought up a lot of property, then he started things in motion. These are like what the moguls, what the power players are doing in business and real estate. They're buying up property in real estate, and then they will announce that their other entrepreneurial
drive
moves
that
are
value
coming.
up.
Yes, absolutely. Buy cheap, raise the value, and then invest in the community. So with that, there's a bunch of dumbasses that are hating against it. And this is my problem. This is my problem with like some of like the urban community mindset is that like I'm gonna share like
who could you be referencing when you say urban
Hurricane
community?
Chris, a hip hop artist in the same realm as 50 Cent, came up, had the same opportunities as 50 Cent. Career didn't go 50 Cent wise, but had a hit, and
hey, baby.
then and is from Shreveport, is hating on 50 for not like rolling out his business move in a way that is appropriate to Hurricane Chris. Hurricane Chris, you don't have a significant career. You don't know the insights of business. You don't know business in general.
Well, his big issue was that he said because 50 Cent just threw that huge party, Humor and what was it called? Humor and
something or other.
Humor something. It was basically a comedy fest, music fest,
and music,
huge fest. And Hurricane Chris got in there talking crazy because basically his thing was he didn't book any Louisiana rappers, but that's not true, right? He did book.
Yeah, he had, and I'm gonna share the video. He didn't have. He said he didn't have anyone from Shreveport, but like he's the only popular artist from Shreveport. But he had Master P come out. He had he had a few other like Louisiana artists that are relevant. Like he has to sell tickets. He had to and then like Tony Yayo spoke on it too on DJ Vlad's interview, and he said like Hurricane Chris, like you played this wrong. You could have just pulled up, and we would have like embraced you. But like no one's checking for you. You made the bad moves with your career.
Yeah.
No one's checking on you. So like it's your duty to go out and like get the pull up and get those opportunities. He's like,
Yeah.
I DM 50 and all this
Make sure
stuff.
you got
It's
that
like,
music on.
yeah, I just paused there because yep, they were gonna play the sad and they wanted the sad.
Yeah, and
Like,
it just goes back to what you're saying, where like no matter what you do, there's gonna be hate, right?
yes,
And the more hate there is, probably the bigger motion you're bringing.
yeah, absolutely. And then
Because there's no
okay, so
bigger motion than what 50's doing in Shreveport right now.
no, and it's like, why are you hating on a man that's like doing what you're supposed to do? You're not
Yeah, yeah.
hating on
Okay.
all the
And before
people.
you play the video, make that bigger again. Before you play the video, the captions from Hurricane Chris says 50 Cent's lack of knowledge is what makes you an opportunist. Ask Bebe why he talked me, a kid, into signing for 30K. Maybe I'd have more number ones if your rat friends didn't play me as a kid and I got a heavy catalog that they know word for word. If you're in my city, but you did no research on our history. You saw a chance to win for yourself. And that seems like a victim mentality right there.
It's definitely a victim mentality. And also it's like lack of perspective, lack of vision. You don't understand the game. If you see big money coming into your area from a person that can identify with you more than any other of the
Team up,
businesses,
bro.
team, play your role.
You went at it wrong.
Yeah, totally wrong. And now you ostracize yourself because
Now you got
who is
beef
going to
with
side with
50.
you?
That's the one you don't want beef with.
That's the one you don't want. Okay, let's play this. Let's see what this idiot says.
You big dummy. You just proved my point. You don't know shit about the city. Shreveport, the nigga just said I got one song. Nigga, I go all the way back to 5 Entertainment. That's how I know you don't know shit about the city, homie. You just a culture vulture ass nigga that seen some shit for sale and you wanted to come profit. Now go ahead and go get some niggas something since I done got on your ass. Go ahead and go try to pound it to some niggas and put some niggas on or do something and help some niggas because you see I'm getting on your motherfucking ass. Go ahead and try to play chess like that. You ain't gonna outsmart me, nigga. I ain't none of these dumbass, fool-ass niggas you ever dealt with. Nigga, I got a whole catalog of shit. Me and Boosie got a mixtape. Nigga, I've been dropping music in Shreveport since 05. I've been touring in Louisiana and all these Texas areas since 05. Dumbass nigga don't know nothing about our culture. That's why I was going off on this nigga. Because I know this nigga don't give a fuck to do no research about us and our people. Shreveport, man, say, man, stand up or fall for any motherfucking thing. You got to stand up for something, man.
I mean, he can't even bring his front two teeth together. How's he going to come together with 50?
Dude, it makes zero sense. It's like one. It's like you just listed off a lot of work that you been put on it, but it has no motion. So like if you're 50 and you're like tippy toeing on $1 billion, it's like, why am I going to like search up Hurricane Chris in order to have literally no impact?
What's the return on that?
There was no return on investment on that. And it's like you're going to waste your time with having a conversation with this guy in order to what? Bring how could this event have been more successful by adding Hurricane Chris?
Yeah.
Not zero impact on the bottom line. Also, it's like this is a guy bringing opportunity to all your family members, all your relatives, everyone. Like
he's creating a foundation for you to excel in. Like this is your wheelhouse, bro.
Yes, dude. It makes no sense.
He's bringing attention to Shreveport. You should ride that wave. You're trying to swim against it.
And all this property was cheap. If your career was in the position that you wanted to be, then that cheap property that was there that 50 brought up, you should have bought it.
Yeah.
And then sat on it and then waited for 50 to come up and then sell it to him, or just like hold on to it, build your own infrastructure, and then high tide lifts all boats. Like you made bad moves. This is your fault. These are self-inflicted wounds. You're an idiot. You don't see the bigger picture and you're going in the attack, which damages your overall like opportunities even more. This is a stupid move. It's by a person that doesn't have vision. It like you should just shut up. Just shut up. Who's in your corner?
He did. Did you see? I just saw today he apologized.
Oh, word. Oh, yeah. Now you backtracking. It looks even worse because like 50, like the worst person to be like, oh, well, I apologize. It's like 50. It's like now you look soft in the media, and also 50's not going to like be like, oh, it's all good. Let me give you some opportunity. It's like, dude, you cooked. in your own town. Someone else owns it.
Yeah.
New York, G Unit owns your town now.
Right? He goes, and like I said, there's no malice, no hate. It's all love. But I must voice my opinion because I've been here. I've been in Shreveport. I definitely had no malice. I just wanted to see my community respected. I'd already seen him come into the community and disrespect the culture and the name. How's he disrespecting the culture? He's amplifying. He's literally doing the opposite. He's bringing motion to the city, and he chose Shreveport. If anything, you should be so happy that you now have this foundation of people willing to pay money, to be entertained, to go out. These small towns, man, that don't usually have this, they're probably so excited to now have the opportunity to pay some money to go see some live entertainment, whether it's comedy or music or what have you, that puts money right back in Hurricane Chris's pocket. But what are you going to do? You're going to go to war with the one dude on the planet that cannot get canceled, that is creeping up on $1 billion, that can decide whether or not you have longevity in your career. Come on, man.
Yeah,
you chose wrong.
Yeah, it's a bad move. Strategically, it's the worst movie you can make. And that's if like 50 just doesn't like drop a bag and shoot your shit up.
Yeah, dude. And that's if that doesn't happen, bro. Like you must forget. You are now Shreveport's Ja Rule.
Yeah, dude. It's a bad move. It's strategically a bad move. Okay, and here is the message here. Here's the overall message for the audience, for especially the young sirs out there. Make your move strategic. If you don't understand the move that someone else is making, then before you respond, you research. And then you look at it from their perspective. Was this a good business move? Yes. How did it affect me negatively or positively? Negatively or positive, maybe one or the other, regardless. Okay, well, if it's negative, how can you win from this move? How can you connect with this? Can you connect with it? If not, take your time, look for the opportunities, and capitalize on opportunities.
Yeah.
And then that's all the movie. You don't go against power like that. It's like in order to go against a more powerful entity, you have to be so strategic and have so much more vision. And even then, you still can't show your cards.
Yeah, dude. And your ammunition can't be a baby.
Exactly.
A baby. It can't. You can't
have your ammunition can't be a hit from 2005. Like,
yeah, dude.
Shut
up. It just cannot be. Like, you know, he should have done. He should have asked GPT how to respond to this.
Dude,
he should have got AI's help on how to respond to this because his normal brain didn't do it well.
He doesn't. Which brings us to your article, your topic.
Yeah, man.
I'll share that.
So I graduated computer science engineering, right? Which is very easy if you know how to copy and paste, because it's just coding. So I copy and pasted my way through college. I'm not afraid to admit it. It takes a certain level of intellect to figure out where to copy and paste and what variables to change. But I did that. So I thought, you know, if you know how to maneuver and figure out information, computers kind of change the way education works. Before it was just like a pencil and a pad of paper, and you got to dig into your brain to come up with an answer. Now you got computers, you can research all the information, you got the internet, you got access to all information. But now things are changing again with Chat GPT, with AI. I mean, if you sit down to watch any show on any of these networks where you're still paying for commercials like I am, 90% of the commercials are a form of AI from some other everybody's implementing AI anywhere. This video is hilarious. This video, it's changing education for sure, because now you can just highlight questions on your exams in Chat GPT without even leaving the browser. I don't even think it's Chat GPT, but there are AIs that will just generate the answer for you. So if you've got like multiple choice essays, you just highlight the question, boom, there's your answer, you're good to go. We're about to be having bridge builders that should not be bridge builders, bro. And that's what's happening in Maryland. Look at this video.
All right, here I go. Play this joint.
So this video is in class. I got a Zen in. Shout out to the Zen. Highlighting the question. Boom. There's your answer. That's insane.
That is insane, dude. That's crazy.
That's insane. This is going to lead to a bunch of people in positions that do not deserve to be in those positions. Your doctors are going to be a lot whiter.
They have AI there too.
your doctors are going to be a lot less Indian moving forward. I'll tell you that.
So what are your symptoms again? Let me just type this in. Can you repeat this to the AI machine?
Yeah, say it again out loud. They hold a mic to your face. This is what it is. Now you honestly will, with AI, now you honestly will be able to go to WebMD and figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before it was just like, now you're going to die. Now WebMD will tell you exactly what's going on. It's insane. What, can you imagine? I mean, this is how I would take remote learning from now on. You kidding me? I'm acing every question on every exam.
Oh, yeah. I'm 4.0. I'm 4.0 out here.
You don't think you can do anything? But back to what we were saying, you can be and do anything that you want to do and be. All you got to do is sign up for AI. Highlight the questions. Here's your answers. Here's your degree 4 years later, bro. Now you're a bridge builder.
Ray-gun your way through life.
Ray-gun your way through life. That Australian break dancer. She used ChatGPT to figure out some of them dance moves.
Yeah.
They dance like a kangaroo.
Yeah, too bad that AI couldn't come out there and move those fat legs for you, right?
Too bad AI can't make you spin on top of your head, ray gun.
But you made it.
I love me some ray gun, man. You can't tell me shit about Ray Gun. I'm a big Ray Gun fan. I'll wear a Ray Gun jersey before I wear a Caitlin Clark jersey.
No, I'm rocking, dude. We didn't get to Caitlin Clark. I'm rocking with Caitlin Clark.
No, I like Caitlin Clark too, but Caitlin Clark ain't doing no kangaroo dance in front of the world.
No, she's not. That's the biggest hustle ever. Ray Gun's the biggest hustle ever. I bet
the greatest hustler. And there are break dancers freaking out. She disrespected the sport. Oh, well, why'd she get there then? This is your lack of motion, buddy. Your Hurricane Chris's out there. Don't worry about what the fuck Ray Gun's doing. However she got there, that's how you can get there. If she can do it, you can do it. If Ray Gun can break dance at the Olympics, dude, you can move out of your hometown.
Yeah. Sometimes a person that is less skilled than you just got way more hustle than you. They just want it more.
And guess what? This whole world is run by hustlers.
Yeah. In my opinion, everything is Ray Gun right now. Everything, the politics, Ray Gun. You telling me Joe Biden is not Ray Gun? You telling me Trump not Ray Gun?
Trump is Ray Gun, dude.
They're all Ray Guns.
How the fuck did he get there?
Dude, no clue. They're just out there winging it, dude. The whole society's Ray Gun.
That's it.
Yes.
And that should give you so much confidence to do that thing you want to do because Ray Gun did it. Yes. Everyone should get them banned. Remember I used to get the WWJD bans? What would Jesus do? Nah, you need WWRG. What RGD? What would Ray Gun do?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you just go after. Just take a chance. Dude, John Gotti the 5th or whatever is fighting freaking what's his name? I drew a blank. I'm having a senior moment.
John got the son, right? The son of
the boxer. He's boxing who's he boxing? Or he already boxed him this weekend.
Floyd Mayweather.
Mayweather. Dude, is that not Ray Gun?
It's Ray Gun, dude.
It's Ray Gun.
John Gotti the third versus Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, he's Ray Gun.
He is Ray Gun.
People are Ray Gunning through life.
You know who's not Ray Gun? The referee in that fight that got fired mid-fight.
Yes, he is not.
He didn't make it out. He was so bad. He got fired mid-fight.
Dude, how embarrassing is that?
Oh, there's nothing worse.
Dude,
there's nothing worse.
What
ended up happening in that fight?
I have no clue. I think it ended up in the melee again with like all the different camps coming in.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to it. It's a shame. Like, dude, he needs to just I don't know. He can't be worth the money that he's saying he's worth.
And
if
still
he's
doing these fights?
Yeah, Floyd, just like, dude, like holler at 50, put some of that money into some of his ventures, see some like steady returns, cut your cost of living, just protect your legacy.
Yeah, you should be in
This is
chill mode
embarrassing
now, man.
Yes, it's sad, dude. Like you're out there fighting some fucking son of a mob
Yeah,
boss.
dude,
Like,
you're 49-0, 50-0, whatever it is, dude. Time to sit back and just let us praise you.
yes, just chill.
Sit back and
dog.
chill. Why are you fighting John Gotti III? Why?
I, it's embarrassing, but you know, whatever. You know, get your bag. There's a scene in The Godfather where he says, "It's like I don't knock how a man makes his money. It's like do what you have to do. As long as your interests don't conflict against my interests, then we'll never have a problem."
Yeah.
That's how I feel to a certain extent, but also like I'm kind of like, man, just please don't do that.
Also, everyone just still wants to see Floyd Mayweather get knocked the fuck out. That's really what it is. Everyone will continue to pay that money.
Which is like Floyd's smart enough to like pick his battle. It's like,
oh yeah,
good
John
money.
Gotti the third is not about to knock out Floyd Mayweather. Dude.
Exactly. But eventually you go too far. Eventually you get caught up, and then age never loses. And then like some guy just sleeps you, and then what you gotta do?
Know when to hang it up. You should have been doing other stuff. Listen to your boy Curtis Jackson. He's not continuing to put out rap. He's not still doing rap beefs.
No, he will entertain it.
He's doing business beefs with Hurricane Chris.
Yes, but that's okay. Well, that's the cross point of where like a Hurricane Chris mindset with like extreme talent. It's like you haven't seen what you didn't have the vision, but you had the skills, and so now you're fighting at 49.
Yep, there you are. Bones and the elbow joints just creaking every jab that goes out.
I know. Oh my goodness, dude, this not okay. I'd let Floyd sleep me inside of 3 seconds or whatever they pay. Pause. I let him knock me out inside of 3 seconds for whatever they paid. I don't even know what they paid John Gotti.
Half of it probably. Yeah, I'll take half.
Yeah. I'll just go on, sleep me. I'll wake up still in Vegas at the Palms Casino or at the MGM or whatever.
Having a good time.
Yep.
Having a good time.
Give me a nice
That's a good
Buick.
business move right there.
Yeah,
though.
Give me a nice Buick, a nice dependable Buick.
That's a great business plan.
Mortgage-free house, you know, send the kids to private school. I'm good. Yeah. He slept me, but guess who doesn't have a mortgage payment?
Exactly. I might have CTE, but I don't have a mortgage payment no more.
Shit, dude, 50 Cent drive off the bag. I go sleep young Chris. I think that's
Swear
the
to
battle
God.
I'll win. Dude,
Swear
that's what he
God.
did. Dude,
I'll turn
right
that dude into a tropical storm for half the bag.
Yes, absolutely.
Half the bag, dude. One-on-one, I like my chances against Hurricane Chris. One-on-one, no guns, no teams, no nothing.
Yeah.
I'll never let no name Hurricane Chris beat me in a one-on-one.
Hurricane Chris looking like a category 2.
Hurricane, that felt like a breeze.
Yeah, this is a tropical storm. Turn your ass into a tropical storm.
Yeah.
50 dropped 25 bands off.
Slight chance of rain, Chris.
If 50 dropped 25 bands off, I'm getting me a rental car heading down to Shreveport.
Dude, hopping out of a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Yeah.
Where is he at, bro? Heard you were talking shit.
Yeah. Mr. Jackson don't appreciate you talking shit. And that's me. I'm not doing bad. Imagine what Shreveport's looking like.
Exactly. And I got like things to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A couple of Wendy's coupons get your head knocked off. Hurricane Chris.
Dude. You kidding me? I'm sure 50 Cent flashed $1,000 to a bunch of people in Shreveport, and they'll be like, Hurricane who?
$1,000 in a pair of Air Jordan 3s. Like, you got heat on you. You better watch your back.
That's why that apology came so fast.
Dude, not even that. Dude, a pair of Jordan 3s and 6 bars from 50 cents. Your whole family is in trouble.
Is it?
Yeah. A verse from Tony Yayo. Dude, things are going to get hot for you in Shreveport.
Bro, That's the one. That's the one dude. 50. That's the one dude. I don't care. Like that dude could punch my mother right in her face, and I would get online like, bro, my mom be talking shit.
Yeah, Mom, what did you do?
I'd be like, my mom. I told her she should have used the off ramp when she had the chance.
Yeah, the off ramp. People
take the off ramp.
People don't take the off ramp.
Now you got a black eye like a bus driver.
Yeah, take the off ramp, man. The older you get, the more you're just like, man, I'm gonna just take this off ramp. This ain't worth me dealing with whatever's gonna come. I want to.
I don't even have ego like that no more. Ego gets knocked out of you after too many of those.
Yeah. And I can go there. My initial innate response is like, oh, I'm gonna go there. Now I'm just like, man, I got plans tomorrow. I got some things to do tomorrow.
Yeah. My problem is I jump into it. I get going, and then I think about the plans later. And I'm like, fuck, but I'm already here.
Now you got to find an off ramp, and you already missed your exit.
Trying to hurry up and pull off exit, doing 90. Fuck!
You already done disrespected this man.
I'm going through the construction cones and shit. Fuck! I missed the ramp. I missed the off ramp. I missed my exit. I don't want to be on this highway anymore. Not with 50 Cent.
Yeah. All right. Let's dive into this. This is like the next topic or video or content. This one is one that I can relate to as being a father, and this the premise is this family went to some gallery or something. The kids, I don't know, they had a couple kids. One of the kids climbed up one of the statues, pulled this statue down. This statue cost over 130 grand.
Oh.
They sent the parents an invoice for 130 grand. Let's play the video because I don't want to misinterpret a lot of it. But
I would have just sent them the kid. He's yours now.
Yeah, no, make this little guy wash some dishes.
Put this little motherfucker to work or something, or just keep him. Honestly, he's probably worth about 130 grand.
Yes, he got good kidneys.
So what was it, like an art museum?
It was like some kind of art museum. But I don't think it was. It wasn't like an art museum where it was like a gallery, because I felt like you'll hear the mom.
Ooh, that's even worse when they're not for sale.
Yeah, but it was also like a situation where, like, it seemed like it was a kid-friendly situation. I don't know, but the parents should have been. All right, we're gonna play the video and let y'all, and then we'll highlight what we see. Hold on, here we go.
Dispute over an expensive piece of art after a little boy had a big accident.
Watch as this 5-year-old boy reaches for an art sculpture on display at a community center, toppling the piece and knocking the boy down too. The boy's mother, Sarah Goodman, stunned, but the real shock coming days later.
Mom doesn't look that stunned, honestly.
No, doesn't look that stunned.
Whoever is the broadcaster here,
she doesn't look that stunned at all. Where were you at?
Mom didn't have it under control. She didn't have it under control. Yeah. Where was she at? I saw two boys, both of them making some.
Nowhere to be
where
found.
Were you at? Yeah. And now you want to go to your local news and have a fit? Like, you should have had a fit when them boys was running wild. Why are you taking these boys there anyway? Okay, well, we'll get to that. So let's finish the rest of this video.
Later.
No one would ever expect to come into a place where kids are invited and have to worry about a $132,000 piece of art falling.
The family receiving an eye-popping $132,000 claim from the City of Overland Park's insurance company. The fall allegedly damaging the piece beyond repair. The insurance letter reading in part, "You're responsible for the supervision of a minor child. Your failure to monitor could be considered negligent."
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised, more so.
Actually, the insurance company has a great point.
Yeah.
You brought them here. You're
brought
responsible for them.
Yeah.
There's expensive shit here. If there wasn't expensive shit here, you wouldn't be here. It was a bunch of cheap shit here.
The excuse that if kids are allowed there, things should be allowed to be broken is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Mom,
kids can also go into a jewelry store, but if they break the glass and steal it, like, you are responsible.
Yes, exactly. And where were you? I saw the kid climb. The kid got a good climb up there. He was at least 2 feet out of the air on this statue.
That kid was airborne.
Yeah, that was my kid.
And
look,
what a dumb
they
kid.
be calling CBS. It's CPS, Child Protective Service will be called. because it would have been
What
like,
a
look,
dumb kid, dude. What did you think was gonna happen?
honestly, I don't even think it's a dumb kid. I just think it is a kid. Look, when I was at that age,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
true.
I saw a knight. Like, I'm gonna climb this knight. Where's mom at? Mom ain't here. I guess it's night climbing
Get
time.
on top of this. Let me get on top of this night real quick. And here's a place I can put my hand. Here's a place I can put my other hand. Oh, next thing you know, I owe $132,000.
Yeah, sounds like a mom problem.
What's she about to say? Hit that play button. What's
All
she
right,
about to say
go.
here?
Bullshit.
Offended to be called negligent?
City officials say the
It's
piece
exactly
was
what you are. Negligent.
Yes,
when the mom's
exactly.
not there, it's called negligence.
When you're
Especially to an insurance company.
when you're not close enough to your kids to stop them from $132,000 worth of damage.
Negligence.
What, mom? What else is the word that you would use?
Dude.
If this was her friend in the book club, she'd be like, "Oh, Nancy was negligent."
And everything in there looked expensive. I would have had my kid on a leash. That's what they make leashes for.
Yeah, you shouldn't. If you know that your kids are your kids, like, you don't bring them there. I'm not bringing my kids.
And this
there.
isn't the first time that kid climbed something and broke it. You know that kid's wild.
You know he's like
little Tommy got something wrong with him.
All right, let's see what the rest of the BS excuses come.
secured.
It's not an interactive piece. So when you have, somebody climbing on it, that's not what it's built for.
The city says
Yeah,
they hope
you
the
think,
insurance
buddy?
company can work this out with the family.
Nah, you got to take
Dispute
that
over-
L, lady.
Yeah, you definitely got to take that out. And also, it's like, hey, you got that boy couldn't be more than 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe take him to the playground and not an art museum or wherever the hell y'all were at. Like, that was a mom decision. It's a poor mom decision. The kid shouldn't have been there. You got 3 kids. You got 2 kids wilding out. You got 1 hanging on you. This is not the move for you that day.
No.
Go.
Interested to see what the audience thinks. Audience, you think this is a mom problem, or you think this is an insurance problem, and the establishment should eat this one? I think this is a mom problem. You can't just be putting things on display. Not because here's the thing: if kids aren't allowed, then there's a backlash on that. Why can't my kid come in here? I just want to take a look at the art. But now we let the kids in there, and you're breaking $132,000 statues. You can't have it both ways, man.
Yeah. Do you think? Yeah, audience, tell me. Do you think it was the mom bringing her kids to a place with $100,000 worth of artwork, or do you think it was the insurance companies are at
responsibility
fault for saying, "Hey, why is some kid climbing on the artwork?" Which one do you think is delusional? This is an insurance company.
That kid
who's
is
like,
grounded.
Hey,
I know that.
What happened? Oh, a kid was at the art museum. How old was he? 4, 5? Oh, what did he do? Climb on it? Oh, that doesn't make sense. Where were the parents? The insurance company just asked a few questions. The mom asked herself 0 question. She didn't say, "Hey, should I go to the splash pad or should I go to the art museum?"
Right? Why do you have your kids there?
Dude, bored out of their mind.
This would never happen to me because I don't have kids nor go to museums.
Dude, even if I didn't have kids and I saw a little boy climbing up a statue, I'd be like, "Hey, get off that statue."
Get off that statue. Now, one person was telling that kid to get off that statue.
Not one. It would have been like, "Hey,
man,
get off that statue."
I would have had him on the leash. I would have just pressed that little button on the thing and it would have zipped them back to me.
Yeah, $12 leash would cost. It would save you $132,000.
Get your ass back over here. One of them zip leashes where you just press the button and it comes back to you like a ruler. You know what them rulers called? One of them not the rulers.
I wonder,
tape measure, like a tape measure.
Yeah,
press that button.
I wonder what the husband said when he's just coming home. He worked a double.
Well, that's the problem. There's no husband. This is the problem in the situation. There's no husband. There can't be a husband. Because if there's a father in this baby's life, he is not climbing $132,000 statues.
I bet I would put money that there's like a father, and he was like, "Oh, where y'all going today?" He was like, "The art museum," and he's like, "Why don't you just go to the fucking statues, dude? Why don't you just go to the zoo instead?" He was like, "Well, Nancy is taking her kids to the art museum and their culture, and they speak French." And he was like, "Yeah, I still think the zoo is probably the better option." And he was like, "No." And then
show that kid some hippos or something.
Yeah, no. How about Nat going there?
Unreal. You see, Alex Jones is back at it. This is our next topic, baby.
Alex Jones has not stopped, which
He
I
hasn't stopped.
appreciate.
He doesn't know how to stop.
I appreciate this man. Protect Alex Jones at all costs. Like, I don't care what.
Does not know how to quit, bro.
Protect him at all costs.
Yeah, we need people like this guy.
You do. You need. He's your crazy uncle.
Play this. So basically, just a little. If you don't know Alex Jones, you can look him up on your own. Conspiracy theorist. He got in a lot of trouble for saying the Sandy Hook school shooting didn't really happen. There's a lot of fucked up shit with that. Well, every once in a while, he's got some gems where you got to stop and take a look at it and think about what he's actually saying. This time, he's talking about the attempted Trump assassination and how the deep state's going to be coming back at it again. And he makes a little hypothesis, we'll say, as to what's going to be coming up in the days coming with this election. Go ahead and hit this play button. Let's see what our Uncle Al's got to say.
And salute to Alex Jones. Here's my little soundboard. I have a lot of sounds here that I don't use that much, but a lot of them are Alex Jones. Here we go.
Now we come here.
Oh no, that's not it. Oh no.
Be gone, fuck!
I don't even know that was Alex.
I'm just about. Are you out of your mind? Call you corrupt bureaucrats. Call you corrupt bureaucrats.
There we go. That's my soundboard. All right, let's play.
Let's see what he's got to say.
About. This is an emergency alert. President Trump's life is in serious danger. The deep state already tried to kill him and failed on July 13th of this year, just 40-something days ago. And 2 days after it happened, I came out and said, the deep state is going to try again, and they're going to try to frame Iran. And now they are officially doing it. Predicted that 4 days after he got grazed in Butler, Pennsylvania, the FBI came out and said, we have credible threats that the mullahs over in Iran, the Ayatollah, is trying to kill Trump and might have been involved. Oh, did the mullahs have the Secret Service stand down? Did they pull most of the security off? Did the mullahs have the Secret Service not point the man out on the roof for over 26 minutes or 90 minutes down below with a rangefinder? Now we know a rifle. Man, those mullahs have magical powers. So now there's an article in Newsmax, similar propaganda everywhere from conservative media we can trust that, oh, absolutely, there's a big plot to kill Trump and the Ayatollah wants him dead before the election. I wonder who else wants him dead before the election. And Trump really fell into this trap when Netanyahu spoke to Congress a few weeks ago and said the mullahs are going to try to kill Trump. And Trump said on Truth Social, well, if they kill me, destroy Iran.
Wow.
Back at it. And all this stems from, so apparently, like, Iran has been, this is the news we're getting from our government, our bureaucrats, that Iran has been plotting to kill Trump because he had the assassination on, he ordered the killing of the Quds force commander, I don't know how to say his name, Qasem Soleimani, back in 2020. Yeah. So apparently they've been gunning for him ever since. But my thing is, they put him on a terrorist list in their country after that. But my thing is, I saw what the dude looked like that tried to shoot Trump. And that dude didn't look like he ever talked to an Iranian dude in his damn life. That dude didn't speak to no Iranian dude.
No, nor did he speak to a girl in all his life.
No, he didn't speak to no women. He didn't speak to no Iranian. That dude didn't have a plan. That dude went out there and missed. And now they're blaming Iran. But it just goes to show, man, and this is just another look into what we've been talking about with Alex Jones. Talk about not being able to get canceled. They have tried to cancel this man. They have put him in like millions of dollars and what he owes the Sandy Hook victims.
Dude, no.
And this guy is still up there giving
trillions. I think the settlement was trillions. Ridiculous. Okay,
and he's still up there giving special news briefings.
Yeah, which, like, I don't care what you say about Alex Jones. Granted, he seems crazy.
Yeah,
and I guarantee you, he's a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah,
but why, like, an unserved amount of like legal battles against him. And a lawsuit that was $1 trillion. That's ridiculous. In a country where we're supposed to have free speech, you're able, like, even if you're wacky, you should have the ability to say crazy things, even if there's unjust.
Yeah,
and
true.
like, hey, the price of freedom is the fact that, like, hey, some people are gonna say some wacky stuff. That's what we deal with. And but here's the thing. Okay, so let me give y'all a little bit of history on conspiracy theory. So prior to the assassination of John F. Kennedy, conspiracy theorist was a term that was like not utilized that much. The CIA utilized labeled everyone that thought that the official story from the Mueller report, anyone that disagreed with that report that the government came out with, like this is that, what you call it, the assassin, who's the guy that they said assassinate Kennedy, oh man, I forget his name, but they said anyone that disagreed that he was the lone assassin in there, we would label them a conspiracy theorist. And then that term got utilized like 1,000 times more after it was weaponized by the government. And so they utilize that term every time they want to diminish someone's voice. And they use it against RFK, coincidentally. They use it against Alex Jones. They use it against Joe Rogan. They throw these terms out to diminish whatever you're saying. You don't have to combat someone's statement with facts when you can just label them with like conspiracy theory. Like I'm not trying to hear that. Like if someone says some wild shit, then like combat that with some real facts and some concrete evidence to paint to prove whatever they're saying is not true. So what we do know is that they did try to kill Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's multiple factions domestically and external that want Trump not in the picture.
Yeah.
Hey, like, who strike one? There's three. You're not gonna stop. You try to take a shot at him, you're not gonna stop. If I try, if I take a swing at someone and I miss, it's like, look, I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna swing. We in the battle right now.
Yeah.
So, little wacky. I think Alex Jones has always been wacky, but he's nailed a few times. He's hit some triples a couple times where he landed on base.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what to make of it. The one thing that I can say is that our society, our country is completely corrupt in every aspect about it.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to later with RFK's speech that I put in the notes. RFK just dropped some truth bombs.
Ooh, I'm excited.
And he just laid out how much corruption has infected every aspect of the United States.
Yeah.
And what the results of those have been over the last couple of decades. So,
ooh, I want to get to that. And the last thing I'll say about these conspiracy theories, have you heard of the telomere doctor, the pharmaceutical doctor, Dr. Chris Chapman?
Yes.
So,
out of there.
Dude. So for the viewers who are unaware, you can look this up if you like, but you're not going to find anything. I was looking all day. So Dr. Christopher Chapman, who's the CEO and founder of this pharmaceutical company called Telomere. Basically what they're doing is they have a pill to increase the number of telomeres. So apparently there's these telomeres in your body. And what they do is they reproduce stem cells. And to repair dying and dead cells, people go and they travel and they get stem cell injections. But what these telomeres are doing is that as you introduce more and more telomeres into your body, with the increase of telomeres, you don't have to play the video because it's basically just like what I'm telling you. And I've looked at this video. It doesn't give you too much. Basically, what these telomeres do is they increase the number of stem cells in your body, which combats dying cells. So in turn, increases your life expectancy. And when they started doing it on animal trials, and that dog that you were seeing in that video was the first dog that they tried it on, he was dying. The dog was dying from cancerous cells, literally terminal. They said he was terminal. So this doctor used his pills, the telomere, his procedure on the dog. The dog is perfectly fine. They were about to move to human trials. Dr. Chris Chapman dies. And guess what? They are not telling the public what he died from. You cannot find this information anywhere. How did Dr. Christopher Chapman die? Who knows? They're not giving this information anywhere. Now, we're talking about a guy who, in pill form, has said he has found the way to increase life expectancy and decrease cell degeneration. And all of a sudden, as soon as news starts breaking that this dog is healed, he's dead. I'm not a conspiracy theorist per se, but to not disclose how he died, little fishy.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Breaking news. I just found out how he died.
How?
Being a little bit too smart for his own good.
Yeah, that's exactly how he died. Did Alex Jones say it? Alex Jones had a press break.
Oh,
Dr. Chapman died from being too smart for his own good.
Hey, you want to affect Big Pharma's bottom line? And guess what? You die.
Dying.
How do I die? You die.
You just die. No one needs to know. You just die.
One of them dogs you saved probably attacked you.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, go ahead and look up how Dr. Chris Chapman died. You will not find it anywhere. I mean, anywhere. Is there some funny shit going on in this country? There's some funny shit going on in this country.
His family doesn't know how he died. How did he die?
No one knows.
No,
no one knows. But his family all of a sudden has new houses and new cars.
Yeah, they got a Buick.
No idea how he died. Sorry, I got to get out of here in my new Aventador.
Well, they at the hospital with like, oh, your husband's passed. Well, how did he die? Of death.
Of death.
What?
Yeah, of death. You mean
What?
the doctor that was curing death died and you won't tell me how?
Yeah. Nope.
That's crazy.
Move along. Here's a check.
It's like if your dentist's teeth all rot out of his head and you're like, well, what'd you do? He's like, I'm not telling.
Yeah. Nothing.
Not telling you.
I don't know.
All right. Well, that was our conspiracy theory portion of the show.
All right. Well, here let's lighten it up a little bit. And here's a funny story, and we're gonna go into the segment that we have labeled as hero or villain. And so, as you know, social media and digital creators have been on the rise. It's like a race to see who can be more extreme and do the most wackiest, outrageous tactics. And one of the rising stars in this like digital creating space is a young creator called Jack Doherty.
Oh, he's a little asshole, right?
Yeah, he has his notoriety has been really around him talking a lot of shit and putting himself in like crazy situations, but like always having bodyguards around him in order to protect him from his buffoonery or from the reaction to his buffoonery. Well, Jack Doherty and his team decided to go to Compton, and I guess as a clout method in order to get some attention. But then they go to Compton, and Compton shit happens when in Compton. So I'm playing this video.
Imagine that.
Yes, yeah, they got robbed. He went out to the streets. They robbed his girlfriend. And I'm gonna just play this video. And then this is our hero or villain segment. And the hero and villain is not Jack Doherty. The hero and villain is these gangsters in Compton that robbed them.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Now, Jack Doherty, young white guy.
Young sir.
Set the scene. Young white guy with his girlfriend in Compton at 3 a.m. And they're going to do some Jack Doherty shit. And they don't expect Compton to do some Compton shit?
Yeah. They thought they were just going to do some privileged, rich white people stuff. And then expected Compton to not do some Compton
shit. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's like, give me all your money.
Right, here's him walking with his bodyguard. Bodyguard's pulling him back. His bodyguard's looking for the exit. There's a big ass van.
Hey, double C, man.
It's about to go south, isn't it?
DK, hold that.
Cop.
What happened? What did you say? Give me all your money. What the hell happened? What? You said you give me all your money. Everything. You guys are real fast. Wait, what did you do? I don't know. Wait, did you take your stuff? I think. What the fuck? No, I said first we guys to get your fucking bag. I don't know.
Oh man.
I need the keys. Where'd it go? Drive. No.
Okay, so if I'm seeing this correctly, he went with his bodyguards into the fray and left his girlfriend in the van.
Yep.
And then while he was gone with the bodyguards, they came up to the van and robbed the van.
Absolutely. What if you lived in Compton? What would you do?
I don't give a shit about Jack Doherty. I'm going to the van.
Yes, and I'm robbing some stuff.
And I'm robbing them.
Yes.
Okay. You know who the hero is in this situation? The Compton dudes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they have now what we call checked Jack Doherty. There's a few things you got to stop doing, Jack. The first thing is playing around with people that aren't here to play around. Not everybody's playing around. It's all fun. I live in a life of playing around. But I know who to play around with and who not to play around with. Compton streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, probably not the people I want to be playing around with. And if I'm playing around with them, my girl is not going to be A, present, B, alone in the nicest van probably on that street or in that neighborhood at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Zip code.
In that zip code. You learned a lesson, Jack, and I hope she leaves you for it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They designed this viral content in order to go through a dangerous part of California.
Yeah.
Of Los Angeles, California. They knew it was dangerous.
Yeah.
They did it anyways because it was dangerous and because it would be some content. So these guys that robbed them, they just did exactly the thing that they had came down. The exact same reason they came to that area at 3 o'clock in the morning was the exact reason that they did what they did.
You go swimming in the deep blue sea and you can't complain about getting bit by a shark.
Exactly. You can't go to the zoo and expect not to see some tigers.
Yeah.
You hop that fence, guess what? You're gonna some tiger shit gonna happen.
Right.
You go to Compton at 3 a.m. to get some content, guess what? Some Compton shit gonna happen.
You got some content.
Yeah, you got some Compton. You got some Compton content.
You got some Compton content.
And leave these people alone. Like these are just people. You're a millionaire coming down there to highlight the fact that they're in a dangerous area, living their life every day, and you're trying to highlight this for your content. Like you deserve to get robbed. That's a toll.
You deserve to get robbed. I'm glad no one got hurt. But the thing I'm mostly pissed about is they didn't take the whole van.
Yeah, they should.
They should have kicked the girl out the car. Hey, I know this isn't you. Your boyfriend's a douchebag. Can you please exit the vehicle? Because this is our van now.
Yeah. We're this is our blood van. This is our crib van.
This is our van now. You need to get up out of here.
Yeah.
He came back with a big old smile on his face too. We got the content we wanted. Then he walked in. His girl was like, "What happened, baby? The Compton guys did some Compton shit."
Yeah. Exactly. And so you got your content and it costs you. No, and that's what they deserve. I think those guys are heroes. And they came up, they got the toll, they got the content, but my Compton criminals, they got the bag or whatever they got from them, and that's what they came down for. You gave them the experience that they wanted. So congrats
what do you think? People, hero or victim, the Compton dudes?
Heroes.
Or hero or villain? Were they in the wrong or did they serve up some warranted justice?
Yeah, did they deserve to be? I feel like they shouldn't even be prosecuted. Like if you catch these guys, you just like, hey,
And honestly, I bet the cops go up to them like, dude, you're honestly lucky. You're honestly lucky to be getting out of here unscathed. What, they took a purse and some money. You look like you got money. Go get a new purse.
You kids get out of here.
You kids get out of here.
Stop playing around these neighborhoods. You don't belong here.
Speaking of a dude doing some doing it shit, what I'm into lately, man. Moving on to our next segment, what we're into, little things that me and Chris been up to. Bad Monkey on Apple TV. Been watching it? My man Vince Vaughn, dude, the legend. And I wanted to bring this up not only because I read the book. You know what's funny? When I finished the first
You read this is a book?
Dude, yeah, I got the book. So when I finished the first episode, in my head, I'm going, what? Like, why do I feel like I've like seen this story before? And I run to my bookshelf. Sure as shit, Bad Monkey sitting right on my bookshelf. So I read it. It's a comedy drama. Vince Vaughn is a disgruntled detective, kind of gets put back into being like a food cop, shutting down dirty restaurants and shit. But what I like to see the most here, why I wanted to bring this up, shout out to my man Vince Vaughn, fighting through all the bullshit. They tried to cancel him.
Yeah.
They tried to cancel my man Vince Vaughn because he's like a Donald Trump supporter and he's a Republican. He's a 50-year-old white dude. What did you expect from him? What did you expect him to be? Did you expect Vince Vaughn to wear a Kamala shirt? Is that what you expected? Sometimes people are exactly who you think they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just got his Hollywood star. I think he deserved it. I'm super excited. Wedding Crashers is one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time. I think Vince Vaughn is one of the most talented actors around. He can do drama. He's got great comedic chops. He just is an overall, anytime I've seen him in interviews, just an overall solid, smart dude. Shout out to my man Vince Vaughn. Check out Bad Monkey on Apple TV if you're into like true crime with a hint of comedy. It's a fun ride, man. It's a fun little adventure.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I'm up to date on all the episodes. I'll be honest, like even the first episode, he's still getting back his rhythm. He's not as like the first episode. I was like, okay, these punches aren't hitting like Wedding Crashers, but it's still he's still been fine. He's still hitting a lot of them. It's still funny, still entertaining. But yeah, I can tell like it's not hitting as much as it used to hit on like Wedding Crashers or so forth. But Vince Vaughn is like, here's how impactful Vince Vaughn is to me. I love his like sarcastic kind of like comedy and his casual and his like dialogue in movies. I would watch before I went on a date or went out. I would watch a Vince Vaughn movie because because I love that. Like it would like elevate like my sarcastic humor enough to where like where it's not like I'm cutting someone down, but it's like
you're saying the thing that everyone can see.
Yes, and I'm saying it in a way where like you can laugh instead of being feeling like you're attacked. So I would watch his movies and like before I went on a date or before I would go out, just because it would keep me sharp, like to know like, oh, okay, like that rhythm. It would be like watching like a Jordan like basketball game, a Bulls game before like
I'm sure Vince would appreciate that a young strapping black man like yourself looks up to an old white guy like him when it comes to spitting game.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, absolutely. It was either so it was him. So I want to do like a segment eventually of like game icons. It would be like him and it would be like Hank Moody from Californication were like my 2 guys I would go to it. Because Hank Moody just like nonchalant, laid back, and they kind of have the same like nonchalant. I'm gonna say what needs to be said. I don't care if you're offended, but I'm gonna do it in a way that you're gonna laugh at it.
You know who else has really good game?
Who's that?
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah.
And I know it's gonna get shit on because he did all like the love movies and he was the love interest and he did a bunch of rom-coms, but that man's got game.
Yeah, he has this like, hey, this train's moving, get on board kind of game. He's like, he's not asking. He's just like, hey, we're doing this. It's gonna be fun.
Get in.
Get on board.
Very aware, very, very confident. This is happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Game icons. That's like those three. Besides that, like although he was married and his main top role, but the Ari role and Entourage,
Ari Gold.
Like, oh yeah, it was just like boom, 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 boom. Like just said it, but like he said he was like when you wanted to go deep, when you were like, hey, I'm gonna go into a situation where I'm gonna have to say some shit and I'm gonna offend some people, but they're gonna still love me. Like Ari, boom.
Ari Gold is one of my favorite TV characters of all time.
Another canceled gentleman.
Like, I got to work with him.
Yeah, word.
You know what? If you've been listening to the podcast, remember we've been talking about Yamashiro. They run the comedy, the Japanese restaurant in LA.
Yeah,
they do the comedy shows. I perform with him there. Actually, I've got a very funny story about Jeremy Piven. So I actually worked with Jeremy Piven on the same show that Bill Burr was on.
Word.
And the funniest shit ever was I'm down there and I'm watching the show, and I never met Bill Burr yet at this point. He's a legend, dude. I mean, I got into comedy because of Patrice O'Neal. Patrice and Bill Burr were boys. So to me, Bill Burr is my favorite working stand-up comedian still. So I'm super excited to be on this show. It's just nothing but hitters. Me, Jeremy Piven, Bill Burr, Jeff Dye, just an insane lineup of shows. So I'm nervous. I'm down there and I'm watching the show. Piven's on stage. And I see a dude come standing right next to me to the right. And I look over and it's Bill Burr. And I don't want to say nothing. I just want to see what he says. And kind of looks at Piven on stage and looks at me and looks back on stage and he goes, "Now they're still letting him do this shit, huh?" I was like, dude, that there couldn't have been a better. What is the first thing I'm gonna hear Bill Burr say in real life moment than that? It was the most Bill Burr thing to ever say, and it wasn't even like he was like shitting on Piven. I don't know what their relationship was, but the way it came out was just like, it just reminded me of like even like lower level comics where like if my boy's on stage or something, you just still got that shit talk in you. Yeah. And Bill Burr, man, that's why he's one of the GOATs. He just always has that shit talk in him. No matter how good he gets, no matter how big he gets, no matter how famous he gets, he's about to talk his shit, dude. And I loved every second of it, man. It was one of the coolest things that's happened to me since I've been a comedian.
Yeah, the one thing that with humor, and this is the dark aspect of like being able to be funny, but like say a thing that's funny, but that will like completely destroy a whole human being in about 6 words.
Yeah, dude.
Think about how many words is that. They're still letting him do this. That is 6 words.
6 words, dude, and just totally diminish your resume.
Dude, that not only diminishes his resume, but sums this man's all this man's effort up in 6 words. And
this guy, Jeremy's just been in entertainment for 30 years, and Burr just goes, they're still letting him do this shit, huh?
Canceled. He tries to revitalize his career by doing comedy. And this man, and that's the power that it will. In 6 words, you can destroy everything this man has. And legit statement, factual statement. They're still letting him do this, huh? And then walk off like you just hit a triple, and you sum this man's
dude. And you know what's even crazier? So that same day, I'm nervous. We're at Yamashiro, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous because I'm with like all these Hollywood A-listers and shit, and I'm just walking around this beautiful Japanese restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to act. So I go and I'm walking towards everybody, and Jeremy's right there. Jeff had I was meeting my boy Jeff Dye there. He wasn't there yet, so it was just me and it was Jeremy, the guy that runs the show, and the staff. They're all super cool, but I got like the jitters in me, right? I don't really know what to say. So I walk up to Jeremy Piven, and I go, man, this place is beautiful, right?
Mhm.
This looks like the place they filmed Rush Hour. And he looks at me, and without skipping a beat, he goes, yeah, that's because it is. And I go, oh, how you know that? And he goes, oh, because I was in it. And it's a true story. I looked that shit up. Jeremy Piven was in Rush Hour, and they filmed Rush Hour at Yamashiro. That was a Japanese restaurant at the end. I was like, damn, bro, I couldn't have made myself look like more of an asshole.
I know.
To not have known Jeremy Piven was in Rush Hour.
Dude, okay, so like right then, he could have killed you. He could have been like, all right, go back to Nebraska, kid.
Yeah, he could have killed me.
Yeah, but he got sympathy.
He didn't say nothing, and then as I was feeling like shit, 30 minutes later, Bill Burr had my back, and he didn't even know it.
Yeah, Bill Burr would cook you. You said that statement.
Oh, dude, it was great. That night was wild. One for the books for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm into. What you got going on in your life?
Oh man. Okay, here is we mentioned her earlier, and it is a lot of heat has been on Caitlin Clark, and like I want to like eventually do a whole segment on this. This is like a lot of the hate that it's been coming internally.
Caitlin Clark, the Michael Jordan of the WNBA.
Yes, the Conor McGregor of the WNBA.
And I say that like not even let's not even worry about the skill set. Let's just talk about the attention that she's bringing on to the sport.
That is it. And people, it's a Hurricane Chris thing again. Like if you are hating her and you play in the WNBA, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage because
you're swimming against the waves.
Yes, exactly. Because this is what you need. You need, who cares what it is
and she is killing these bitches, bro. She's killing them, dude.
And it's like, dude, like you need that. Like, don't hate against her, promote her, let it bring attention to the overall organization, let everyone make money, and you will get yours. The same thing,
man.
The same way they hated on Conor McGregor when he was getting so much attention, but like he
look what it did for the sport.
Yes, exactly. So okay, so here's something I did not know. I don't know if any of y'all know. This is alleged right now because this is an Instagram post that I will share. But apparently, Caitlin Clark played a game of one-on-one against Pat McCaffrey, the sports analyst Pat McCaffrey, and got cooked apparently.
Oh, Pat McAfee.
What did I say, McAfee? Like the software?
McCaffrey, like the football player, Pat McAfee.
Yes, and apparently he got cooked. But here's why I'm rocking. This is a smooth move by Caitlin Clark. She put it in her contract that if she played Pat McAfee one-on-one, that it had to air on his show, or she would not do it. And so he agreed. She came, played him one-on-one, cooked him, and then Pat McAfee did not air it because it was so bad. And so she is suing him now to air the segment.
No way.
Yes, that is a boss. This Hurricane Chris, understand, this is how you leverage things. You play cool, you take care of your paperwork, and you make your move. And then because right now, Pat McAfee probably has more power than Caitlin Clark. Pat
McAfee is like a Caitlin Clark fan.
Yeah. But remember when like he got in a little bit of hot water?
He got a little bit of hot water because he called her white bitch. But like, he called her white bitch like
a positive way.
Yeah, it wasn't like this white bitch. First of all, Pat McAfee's white.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying white bitch as in she is a white. He's saying white bitch as in he's basically like putting himself in the shoes of a hater that would be saying she's a white bitch. So that's why she's getting all this attention. It was very off the cuff statement.
All right, let's play this video and then we'll get some feedback.
For the reason you're probably thinking. After McAfee used interesting word choice to talk about Caitlin Clark, he swiftly went and apologized to her, and she said it was okay, but she wanted to play him in one-on-one. And we're not sure if McAfee accepted this because he thought it would be good content or if he thought it was the only way to get Clark to accept his apology and sweep this under the rug, but he did accept it, and they filmed the game. The snippets from this have been deleted, but apparently Clark absolutely manhandled McAfee, and the whole thing was taped to air as a Pat McAfee show segment. Game was to 21, and it was make it, take it. And Clark apparently drained 3 threes in a row to start the game, and she ended up beating him 21-5. People said it didn't even look like she was trying at the end. Now, this probably would have been one of the more viral segments if they'd chosen to air this on the McAfee show, but apparently Pat got really upset and said they're not showing it anywhere. And this is where the lawsuit comes into play. Clark seems to be over the comments that McAfee made, but she had agreed in the contract when she went to play the game that it would be taped and aired on the Pat McAfee show. And now apparently she's suing him for breach of contract. So we might still get to see that video.
So
run the clip, Pat.
Run the clip.
Run the clip. You got nothing to lose, bro. Of course you lost to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, there's probably a high school woman basketball player that will probably give me the business. I mean,
women can hoop, bro.
I mean, I'll be fouling the shit out of them. It's gonna be a close game,
hoop, dude.
But one is like that is a strategic, smooth move. If this is true, this is all alleged. If this is true, I can tell that like one, Caitlin Clark is about her business. She understands the media. She understands business. She has a good camp around her. She has that LeBron camp. Like the way we said, hey, whatever happens to LeBron, like that shit gets swept under the rug real quickly. She has a similar camp around her. She's making good moves. She had the paperwork ready before she even entered in this situation. I am rocking with it. Show the tape. And Pat, like, I think it's a good look. Like you're an old man. Like you're going to get cooked. Show the tape. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. She's out there cooking people.
Oh, I hope we see the clip soon, man.
Yeah. I hope we do too. And I'm a fan of Caitlin Clark. After that, I thought it was a smooth move. She used her leverage. She got what she wanted to do, and she's either gonna get a bag out of it or she's gonna get some a little spike to her brand.
Stop disrespecting these women basketball players, man. They are hoopers, dude. They are hoopers. Bro. Watch a WNBA game, man. They get a bad rap, man. They can hoop.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be watching any NBA games, but I will support.
I watched enough to know that Pat McAfee lost that game.
Yeah, I will support them, but I will not watch them.
I have watched enough. All right, man. That's what we're into these days. Our next segment is called Time to Cook, man. We're at the hour and 42-minute mark, so let's get into the cook. We got one question from the audience, and we'll wrap it up with maybe it's me rant. You want me to go first?
Oh, let's shoot it.
All right, pop up that video about old Donald Trump. So recently, Donald Trump sat down with one of my favorite comedians in the country, Theo Vaughn, man. And I love Theo Vaughn because Theo Vaughn, he does a great job at being so true to himself that you have no option other than to be true to you, because everything he says is about to be real. He doesn't care if he's sitting down with the janitor. He doesn't care if he's sitting down with the guy that cuts his grass. And he doesn't care if he's sitting down with former President Donald Trump. And in this video, he sits down with Donald Trump, and it's so much longer. I sent this one clip, and I want you to play it because Theo starts talking about cocaine. And Trump is trying so hard to sound like he has no idea what the effects of cocaine are. Run this clip.
All right, here we go.
Like you.
Dude. Yeah, that's enough, man. Basically, he's saying what the effects of cocaine are, and Trump is just back there like, okay, so tell me about what cocaine does to the body. And Theo's looking at him like, dude, you tell me what cocaine does to the body. You know you've been doing this cocaine. You know you're not staying awake all day, every day, going to different states and cities, and you don't do a little booger sugar.
On Diet Coke. That's really you trying to convince me, Mr. Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, one thing that I love about Theo Vaughn, he says the like most like wild like comparisons or analogies, and I'm just like, it sounds so left field, and I've never heard it before. But I was like, that makes sense. It's like, he said, but he's saying that he's like, I feel like a carpenter or a janitor. And I was like, I don't
mechanic.
know. Yeah, mechanic. It's like, I don't.
He said that should have made you feel like an owl, homie. You just be porched up on you just be put up on your porch.
Yeah, but it does not make sense. But it does make sense. Like I understood it, but if I like read it in any other context,
yeah.
Besides coming from Theo Vaughn, I'd be like, "What's this person saying?" But Theo Vaughn, the way he says it, I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Donald Trump trying to pretend like he doesn't, has never, and will possibly never do cocaine again is the biggest lie he's ever told to the American people.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that motherfucker has built a career off lying.
Yeah, he's definitely a rich billionaire from New York City.
Yeah, with all sorts of businesses and stuff. Where do you think he comes up with all these business plans, if not for a stall at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, shouts out to Trump and Theo Vaughn. Classic episode. I don't know how he landed Theo Vaughn. The one thing you can say about Trump, like, he'll go anywhere. He doesn't care. Nelk Boys.
He'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
What's he got to lose? Another ear?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, here I'll go to my my segment, and this is an interesting one. I saw this, and then like I read the title, and I thought that, okay, well, like, this shouldn't be like a viral video. It was called the caption of this video was chick tells her dad she's pregnant after being with her boyfriend for 2 months, and this was his reaction. And then in quote, he calls his daughter a fucking idiot. And so I thought that I would watch this and think that dad was the bad guy because, like, you know, why you coming at it's already done. But then I watched the video and I was like, hey, this dad is like actually dropping some real shit, and then like the daughter and her boyfriend look like complete morons. So like we're gonna watch the video, and then we'll go into like our opinions of what happens. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Let me share the screen here.
You've been able to do it for 2 months?
2 months.
All right, here we go.
Did a pregnancy test.
Oh, you are fucking joking.
I mean, I knew that it wasn't like this wasn't going to go.
Natasha,
that's why we both came, because
you idiot.
Deb.
Honest reaction so far.
Honestly, he's fair. This is fair.
All right, let's go back into it and see what more information we can find.
I want you to try and be a bit supportive. I know it's probably not what you want to hear.
So you're having a baby?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be difficult.
Hang on a minute. You're planning on keeping it?
Yeah.
Natasha, you stupid little girl.
Dad, I'm not a little. I'm coming here as an adult to tell you. I want you to try and be supportive.
You don't appreciate me speaking to her. Jordan, in about 2 seconds' time, I'm going to tell you to get out of my house.
Dad, I've come here as well.
Tell me how I can speak to my daughter or not.
Dad, we're trying
to... Your daughter comes to you in a few years' time, whilst living at your house, to tell you that a boyfriend that she's been seeing for 2 months, who hasn't got a job, are going to have a baby under your roof, then I will tell you you're entitled to talk to your daughter however you damn please.
We've got a plan. I think
you've got a plan.
Yes, but we can do this. Yes.
Tell me your plan then.
Well, I've been looking for a job. I've been going to the job centre every week.
Fantastic news.
So there is a warehouse job that's recently come up. So I really think I'm going to be able to get that. Once I get that,
I'll
be working full time. I'll be able to support around the house a lot more, and also be able to support the child when the child comes.
You're a nice kid, but you have got no idea what that takes. At this day and age, you need 2 wages coming in to even be able to make ends meet, let alone a baby.
I would get maternity leave as well, so I think they would be fine. But that's why, obviously, I need to talk to you about it, because...
What am I supposed to do? I can't be having a baby in the house.
What? Well, you wouldn't want one in the house?
No, this is something you do when you're on your own 2 feet in your own house.
Well, I mean, there's a couple people that have good points here.
Yes, and it's mostly the dad. Okay, here's where I thought when I first I told y'all how I thought when I saw the caption, and I was like, okay, well, like, this dad's gonna be the bad guy. Then I watched the video. The dad's on point. He is saying that uncooked raw, like reaction to like what it
The
like
truth,
you don't know
the reality
what's-
without any
yes.
emotions attached.
Yeah. And then it was like, you dumb girl, you don't know what you're getting into. You don't know the opportunity cost that you have just wasted. You are living with your parents. I'm guessing you're like early 20s. This guy is probably around the same age. Maybe he sticks around, but like, hey, if you telling me at like 20s that I'm gonna have to stick around this girl for, you know, the long haul and not go out in the field, in the streets, like probably not likely. And then she's like, oh, I thought you should be supported. Hey, just like we said at the beginning of this video, don't expect people to support your shit. If you see some shit, you don't got no support. Your dad got the vision though on this end. This is the
live in his
opposite.
house. And here's the thing, he still live in his house. So he does have a say. He is allowed to have his opinion.
Yes.
And don't talk to my daughter that way. You're living in my house still. So are you, dude. You're both living in my house.
Yes, that was it. When the guy started to talk, dude, shut up. You are in my house.
Shut up.
You've been in this picture for 2 months, and you're trying to come in here and say some stuff about how I should talk to my daughter. I would, if it was you push this forward 20 years, and I'm having that conversation I'm thinking about murdering you right now. And I'm sorry, editor, leave that out. But
leave it in.
It's gonna be some furniture moving in this situation. Don't you even speak. Don't you even speak. I'm like 2 seconds off the ass.
And it sounds like they're English and he's black, so you know Dad's pissed.
Dude, I know. Dude, I was livid watching that video. I'm like, dude, you're gonna tell me in my house you don't even have a job.
Too.
You don't even have a job. And he did it way more respectfully.
He said, buddy, in about 2 seconds time, I'm gonna show you the off ramp.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it wouldn't have been no off ramp. We was in there. It's been me and I would have been that bus driver backing people up. Hey, everyone's taking, ladies and gentlemen, take a step back. You gonna tell me how to speak to my daughter in my house? You ain't got you can't even get a warehouse job, dude, young sir.
When you get out on your own, you're supporting your own, you get to make your own decisions and your own life choices. But like I was always told and raised, if you're under my house, these are my rules.
Yeah.
She goes, what, you don't want a baby around here? He said, fuck no. I did my time. What are you talking? I don't even want you here no more.
Exactly. When are you getting out of here?
I got you and your boyfriend over here, your jobless boyfriend. I gotta have this jobless baby crying in my ear at night when I'm trying to sleep. No, I don't want a baby here. I don't want you here.
Dude, and he's sitting over there, the black dude sitting over there, black dude with blonde hair with no job. Like, you should have to have gainful employment to dye your hair blonde as a black man. Like, you know what I mean? Don't come in here with your blonde hair trying to look swagged out.
Where did you get that money for that blonde hair?
Exactly. No,
and that's probably why you're not getting these jobs. Because you look like a soccer player.
With no soccer ability.
No soccer skills applying to soccerless jobs.
Exactly. You better get out of my house if I go upside your head.
So what do you think, audience? You think Donald Trump uses cocaine and he's bullshitting? Do you think the dad's in the wrong? You let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We already know. You're watching this. You made it this far. We know you're maniacs just like us. So you think like us. But maybe you don't.
All right. Well, I say we move into our question from the audience. We did get one question in from the audience. Chose to remain anonymous, but did send a clip over. If you want to pop that clip up. Basically, this clip is a hilarious clip about them, an announcer confronting Eddie Murphy about Paul Mooney and John Witherspoon wanting to fight him because he ran his time at, I think it was the Comedy Store out in L.A. But run this video real quick.
Okay, I'm going to share this.
This is
Let me know when you can see
at the highest level.
Dude, yeah, and this is like the young bull coming in with the vets, the established vets.
Paul Mooney's already been doing it. John Witherspoon's already been doing it. Now here comes Eddie. What comedian would you not want to fight? And I got my answer. Ali Sadiq.
Ali Sadiq.
Ali Sadiq, that dude has really lived this life, dude. Ali Sadiq, man, if you haven't seen the Domino Effect, you got to listen to the Domino Effect. This dude just goes and he tells hour-long stories about all his prison ventures, how he was a drug dealer back in his youth. And now, but you know why I wouldn't fight him? Because you know he's been about that life, but now he's super like calm. Yeah. And that's what scares me the most.
It's that bus driver effect. It's like,
yeah, now he's got control over his actions and his emotions. And now I'm terrified as to what still lives in there. Shout out to Ali Sadiq. You're the one comedian on this planet that I would not want to fight.
Okay. I'm going to just go with what I think most people would say, and that's just Rogan.
Yeah, well, of course.
Are we not factoring in
besides
Rogan?
Joe Rogan, besides one of these MMA fighters?
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not fighting Brendan Schaub either, unless it's for comedy content quality.
Okay, so we're factoring out Brendan Schaub, and so it's everyone besides Brendan Schaub and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one will probably be, hey, here is another guy that I heard has some hands. It is what's the dude from King of Queens?
Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Yes.
Kevin James.
Kevin James. Oh, I heard that man is a powerful man. With
Kevin
some
James
hands.
is an alpha, bro. Kevin James is that dude. Don't let that Paul Blart shit fool you.
So look, and here's why. Look, what was yours again?
Ali Sadiq.
Ali Sadiq. If he was my ass, it's like, look, like this guy's done some time. This dude's a gangster. Hey, that's an L you want to take. If the King of Queen is the mall cop with my ass and someone records it, that's something I don't think I can live with. It's like,
you gotta hope that doesn't get out.
Yeah, I gotta take that off ramp if we get into the situation, because I heard some
Kevin
stories.
James is the man though, dude. Like I heard he goes on, he like fasts for like 20 days on end if he needs to like lose weight and shit. Like he's one of them dudes where like if he needs to get it done, he gets it done. And talk about like actor, stand-up comedy, writer, director. The dude is at everything. Shout out to Kevin James, man. I don't think he gets a lot of the credit that he deserves because he's quiet, right? He doesn't put himself out in the limelight. He just sits back and gets work done.
And he looks like he has that middle class suburban dad look to him. And so like it looks like unassuming. He's just like a nice guy. So he only gets those roles where he's like the nice gentle giant kind of guy, dopey dad kind of character. But I heard he got some hands. I heard Rogan was actually saying how like he saw him on like the bag and he was just like, what was that? It sounded like lightning. And I was like, dude, you don't want. And he looks like he has like like a burly guy that puts some hands up, Paul. That like you play basketball with him. It's like this guy looks like he works at Home Depot, but he gets you in the post and you're like, oh, man, this is some strength that I didn't see coming.
Oh yeah,
and, like he got that, and so like that would be mine. I'll let Sadiq whip my ass, and but that the mall cop.
Hell yeah, feel that. All right, man. Well, we're moving on to our last segment of the day. Maybe it's me. We've been talking about RFK, so why don't you give us your send off with RFK?
All right, you guys know from if you've been tracking our podcast for a while, I've been staying tuned at like me and Zako are literally kind of straight down the fence. We're pretty much politically homeless. We just are against bullshit and against corruption and against foul play. We just want the real uncut, same way we try to give it to all of y'all. And this weekend, there was a big announcement that RFK has decided to endorse Donald Trump. And then he made he gave a speech after endorsing Donald Trump of why he gave his endorsement to Donald Trump. And it's not his endorsement that I want to focus on in this segment. It is what he said during his endorsement. And it's pretty much some of the things that we have stated throughout this segment or throughout this episode. It is that every element of our country has been corrupted. And so I'm gonna play at least a portion of his speech, and then I'll give you the remainder of my opinion about what we just witnessed this weekend from RFK.
Children. These are we allowing this to happen to our children? These are the most precious assets that we have in this country. How can we let this happen to them? About 18% of American teens now have fatty liver disease. That's like 1 out of every 5. That disease, when I was a kid, only affected late-stage alcoholics who were elderly. Cancer rates are skyrocketing in the young and the old. Young adult cancers are up 79%. 1 in 4 American women is on antidepressant medication. 40% of teens have a mental health diagnosis. And 15% of high schoolers are on Adderall, and 500,000 children on SSRIs. So what's causing this suffering? I'll name 2 culprits. First and the worst is ultra-processed food. About 70% of American children's diet is ultra-processed. That means industrial manufactured in a factory. These foods consist primarily of processed sugar, ultra-processed grains, and seed oils. Laboratory scientists who many of them formerly worked for the cigarette industry, which purchased all the big food companies in the 1970s and 80s, deployed thousands of scientists to figure out new chemicals to make the food more addictologically adapted to eat them. Hundreds of these chemicals are now banned in Europe.
All right, I think that's gives us enough understanding and context in order to give my maybe it's me. My maybe it's me is that we have, as maybe it's me, or has us as a society, as a population, slowly allowed every aspect of our society, our culture, our diets, our media, our government, politicians, every aspect to be corrupted and manipulated and used against us in order to damage us, for a few to get rich and for everyone else to be suffering. And although I'm politically homeless, I think and I don't care what side RFK supports. I do care about whether what he says is true and how we turn the tables on this situation. And I think more of the population should be aware and should be standing up if this is the case. And even if there is some flaws in what he says, I can tell you one thing, that there are a lot of elements in our food and our diets and what we buy at the grocery store that are not legal in other countries. And we need to start collectively standing up and requesting that at very least we're protected and that a few don't gain as we suffer as a society. And unless we pay attention, unless we stay aware, then we'll continue to be abused as a country, as a society, and as a people, and stop being distracted by these culture situations or these issues that don't matter and focus on, hey, can our kids be protected? Can we be protected? And can we live in a society where we don't have to suffer so other people can be rich? And maybe it's me, but I think that's a fight worth a battle worth fighting.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And I'm actually going to put my maybe it's me, maybe it's you based on this topic as well, instead of switching topics. Maybe it's me, but not every feeling is unnatural. Okay? That little depression that you feel, that sadness that you feel because your mom passed away, because you lost your job, or because life is just difficult in general, guess what? That's how life's supposed to be. And I think what ends up happening is everybody just tries to find the easy way through it. I don't want to put the work in. I don't want to put the effort in. There's got to be a pill I can take. There's got to be a person I can talk to save me from this. Everybody wants to be saved, right? Well, guess what? Those feelings that you have, those lead to something. That fear leads to something. The sadness leads to something. That statement that there's no light without darkness is so true. How do you know what the light is? That sadness, sometimes that's a teaching moment for you. You don't want to feel like that anymore. Do the work so that you can escape that reality. Put yourself in a better position in life. SSRIs and antidepressants are a Band-Aid on a wound of for something that's so much bigger, for something that could be guiding you or that you could be learning from. And maybe it's because you're not supposed to be in that situation, and that's why you're feeling that way. So then what happens? Instead of doing the work and escaping that situation and figuring out the better situation you're supposed to be in, you just start taking pills to numb it. Well, guess what? You're still in that situation. And then you wake up the next morning and you know you're still in that situation. And instead of trying to escape that situation, you just pop another pill. So all you're doing is literally confining yourself. You're putting yourself in your own prison, and you're just popping a pill so that you don't feel that. Now, I'm not saying that people don't have mental disorders. I'm not saying there are people out on the planet that don't have chemical imbalances that need these SSRIs just to function at a normal level. But when I hear things like 40% of a certain demographic of people, I think it's 40% of women are on antidepressants. I don't know 40% of people. You can't tell me 1 out of every 3 women you meet should be clinically diagnosed with a mental disorder that requires them to be on numbing medication to be able to perform their daily chores and their daily duties. Sometimes the way you're feeling is to guide you into something better. Now, maybe it's me, but maybe you are supposed to be in a different position in life, doing something different with your life. And instead of seeking that, you're looking for the easy way out. And you're looking for something that will not make you better, but will just make you feel better.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me, but maybe it's you.
I couldn't have said it better. I think the one thing that let me know if y'all can see this, but this has been my element of my background for a long time. And if you can't, and like, that's exactly what you said in your statement, is that like, sometimes the suffering is where you need to be. Sometimes that is the fuel to take your life in a different trajectory. And it may come as depression for a little bit. It may come as, anxiety. But if you look that in the face and you use that as communications of like, what is making me feel that way? What do I need to change in my life in order to like feel positive, feel purpose, and overcome these feelings? I think that should be the first step before you go to like picking up a bottle or something like that. Because, and I'm not saying there's not a section of the population that may need a little help and may need to, take some medication, but I would say that let that be option lower on the totem pole, and first analyze what you're doing, what your purpose is, what your trajectory is, what may be going on in your life, in your world that's not serving you, and then make those changes. And it goes back. I was talking to someone, and they were talking about like, oh, well, like how sometimes Black people will say there's a lot of racism or so forth. And I was like, yeah, it's like, even for that, I was like, if it's before you can speak about any like racism or a certain population holding you down, show me that you can get a task done with little information. Show me you can show up on time consistently. Show me you can perform your duty at a mediocre level. If you're still being held back and you're executing that way, then you can talk to me about racism or discrimination. If you can't do that, then I don't want to hear anything about discrimination or racism.
Yeah. And to tie into what you're saying about even the substance abuse, of course, if people have problems, but I think the one thing that you can do for some self-truth and to actually, speak the truth into your current situation, what you're trying to do. Are these antidepressants, the bottle, the drugs, all these things that you're doing, what are you doing? Are you trying to be better or are you trying to feel better?
Yeah.
Because there is a stark contrast between the two. There's a big difference between those two things. Write out your hobbies and your habits and ask yourself, am I doing things that will make me better? Or am I just doing things that make me feel better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Land on that.
So, but maybe it's us, but maybe it's you. And you never know until you've reached that point. If you're getting up early, you're going to work out. You got a list, you got a goal. You're doing all that and you're still depressed or you're still having trouble or discrimination is still hitting you, then maybe you got an argument. But if you're not doing that and you're talking about all these different external issues that are impacting you, then, maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you. Hey, that's another episode. In the books, folks. Stay tuned.
Zako Ryan.
I'm only Chris Allen. Add us on Instagram. Follow this. Hey.
Maybe it's you pod. Stream on all services. Check us out on YouTube to catch the video clips.
Yes, sir. And we'll be back next week. And we'll be coming. And you're in Texas, shoot us an email. We'll be coming there. Maybe you like to edit. Maybe you want to get involved in some content game. Hit us up. Austin, Dallas, we'll be there. Holler at us. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you need to get some things in motion. Maybe we can help out. Maybe we can collab. Give you some motivation. Holler at us.
Holla.
All right. Peace.